Longevity is not a sprint. Longevity is a lifestyle modification and optimization. And it happens. And lifestyle happens with the progress of science. Our realities have changed. We are living longer and longer. So we can now think about preserving not just our internal organs, but also our largest organ, which is skin. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys? This is Dr. Tin at your service, and today we will be talking about a couple of very important things. For example, number one on my list is skin tightening, and number two on my list is the pause that I manage for your mom. So if you or someone you know are seeking solutions for these problems, then check us out. We are going to be talking about perimenopause, menopause, as well as andropause. And the second item of discussion is skin tightening. And should you do a surgical skin tightening or a non-surgical skin tightening? So the question number one that some very important people are considering at this point is, should they treat their skin failure with a surgical resection or a non-surgical skin tightening? And it's a very important question. Now, the thing is that your skin, you have to understand, your skin grows all your life. It's a very tiny layer of growth that happens over a year, and then year after year, the growth stacks up. So your skin grows all your life. And as it grows and as it goes, also it's simultaneously going through gravity. So at that point, how should you treat that excess growth of skin, especially in certain parts of your body? For example, around your face, you can really see the growth of skin over a period of time, especially if you're in your 6th decade or 7th decade or 8th decade. Sometimes your skin has grown so much that it has lost its architecture. It has lost the way it used to appear, and basically as it loses its architecture and its fabric, the fabric just sags. And at that point, when if the growth has become so much that it has almost like the blood supply is lost and all the structural support that your body can provide it has been lost, and at that point, is it possible for your skin to be resurrected back to its old self via just a non-surgical tool? Or should at that time you should you go and meet with your cosmetic surgeon at that point, that it just needs to be excised? So that is a very, very valid question. So your skin, because it grows very slowly over a period of years, the non-surgical management of the growth of your skin has to be done in a proactive way. Now, if you've lost out and missed out on the proactive management of your skin failure for, like, let's say a decade or 15 years, your skin may have lost its life and its architecture, and the fabric may have lost how it held itself together. And that's why at that point, because if it is too far gone, we may not be able to save it just with non-surgical means. And at that point, we basically send you to a plastic surgeon who excises the dead and the parts which are in excess of what your face or your structure needs, and then they sew you back together. And then when they sew you back together, the skin heals itself and comes together as a prior, hopefully a younger and nicer version of you again. And at that point, we advise you, and I'm hoping that all your cosmetic surgeon would advise you to make sure that then you proactively manage it as you go further. If you have already lost out on treating your skin proactively. Now, if you're lucky and you have not only access to people like me, who are non-surgical skin tailors, if you have if you're like at that point in your life where you are now entering into the perimenopause or menopausal state of being, where your skin will lose a lot of support that your body normally provides to it. And at that point, if you're in that journey of your life, if you're at that point where you're about to start losing the fabric of your skin, at that point, you need to meet with somebody who is going to offer you non-surgical treatments. Because if you're not that far gone and your skin is not that far gone, you have to try to utilize all the non-surgical treatments that are available to you that work. So as far as I know, and I've been in this industry for a very long time, over 12 years, I've invested in learning the art of skin, especially the medically managing chronic skin failure. I can tell you that the only machine that is, to my knowledge, that actually proactively works is also FDA approved in United States for a non-surgical facelift, and that is a targeted ultrasound machine. Now, it is very technician dependent, so you have to make sure that you go to somebody who knows how they're doing it, because they're basically putting in targeted threads of sound. These are medical grade frequencies of sound that they're placing under your skin, and they basically bind your skin together and hold it together for you. So I always tell people that if you've not experienced this proactive management of chronic skin failure that will be happening to you during your perimenopause and menopause, then go and find and talk to me later. And thank me later. Thank me 10 years later, because that's what it's going to do. Because when you keep preserving yourself day after day, because remember, longevity is not a sprint. Longevity is a lifestyle modification and optimization. And it happens. And lifestyle happens with the progress of science. Our realities have changed. We are living longer and longer. So we can now think about preserving not just our internal organs, but also our largest organ, which is skin, which makes us who we are. If the skin is taken off, everybody is the same underneath. But your skin makes you who you are. Your skin is a representation of you and your ancestors. Your skin not only represents you, but it represents you as all your ancestors have come together and they bind you together with the help of your skin. So yeah, skin is extremely complicated. And as you get older, which ancestor will you age like? Everybody is so different. But one thing is certain, you can proactively manage skin failure. Now, skin failure is not covered by your insurance. Listen, just like your heart ages and fails, just like your kidneys age and fail as you go through time and experience and you're in your life's journey, similarly, your skin time is growing through your skin, gravity is going through your skin, your hormonal changes, ups and downs are going through your skin, different bacteria and illnesses are going through your body. So all that impacts your skin. Your skin represents your life. All right. So what would I recommend? I would always recommend non-surgical treatment first. Please go give it a shot. And should you go and should you be extremely impatient and you say, oh, I can't wait to resurrect my skin non-surgically. Let me go and do a surgery. Go ahead, be that way. But after a year of finishing and completing your surgery, and if you like the results of that surgery, you still need to do proactive management of chronic skin failure. All right. So that's the thing. So lip lift, I'm not a very big fan of lip lifts. I mean, sorry, but that's who I am. I don't like people cutting this part of your skin and then putting it together, pulling it higher. Why not just do a non-surgical treatment over there? So that's what I would say to people. But listen, if if it's really bad and you've let yourself go for, let's say, 20 years, and you want to do a new version of you, then go ahead, go be you. But you'll still need to preserve it non-surgically afterwards. Otherwise, again, you'll need another lip lift in 4 or 5 years. The second question that I was going to talk about was managing the pauses of your mother. So, one of the very important things that I like to do in my office is management of your perimenopause, menopause, as well as andropause. And a very safe and impactful way of managing your pause. First of all, remember your menopause is just a big umbrella of different diseases that will happen to you. This is a body's dysfunction. Basically, here's your life. You are born a little child, then you grow, puberty happens, then you become a mature adult, then you peak. Then you hold that peak for like maybe 10 years or 15 years, depending upon your genetic composition, like how your ancestors were. So there you'll manage your peak. Some people stay in their peak for like 15 years before they enter into a perimenopausal stage, or sometimes it can be like longer depending upon your lifestyle. So let's say you have achieved your peak. Now we're making you live through that peak for as long as you can, and then at some point your body starts experiencing a pause. A pause, when it happens, it's nothing but a reminder to humans that your contract with God is over. It is the time to release the matrix of your life and exit. However, because of modern medical advancements and science, we can now prolong your life for a very long time. So we don't let you. So if you start falling, if your brain starts falling apart, we give you something there. If your heart starts falling apart, we give you medications for that. If your kidneys start falling apart, we give you medication for that. If your hormones start like jumbling up and down, we give you replacement therapies. So there are so many ways that your body starts falling apart after you hit the pause, because the pause is meant to pause your life. Your original manufacturer guarantee on the body that you were given is over when the pause happens. However, now also for the first time, not only we are recognizing what a pause is and how it happens to men, it happens to men differently and it happens to women differently. And when the pause happens, what are the things that you are experiencing, and what are the things that you can do to help yourself? So that is what we do at my office, managing the pause for your mother and also your father. So how do you manage the pause for your mom, the menopause, the perimenopause, or the andropause for your dad? One of the very good way of managing the pause that you have is with supplements. And the supplements that we offer you are like an alkaline fluid with a lot of water soluble minerals and vitamins that your body totally needs, and it cannot get just with food alone. And plus, a lot of people just don't eat that well. It's almost impossible to eat the amount of minerals and supplements that your body needs after the pause. When you're younger, You just have an inbuilt mechanism to help yourself with very little external support. But as you get older, especially after the pause, to keep your system healthy and functioning, you have to work a little bit more. And at this point, if you use modern medical science and its advantage, you will be able to bend time and health in your favor. And that is done best with some FDA approved medications and some FDA approved machines. But supplements is a very, very, very important part of your lifestyle modification that you will have to institute in your life. Hair restoration treatments. Yes, we do. Hair restoration is a very important part of managing your pause. So when we fix your supplements, we are able to also fix your hair. Your hair is nothing but an extension of your skin. Guys, this is my own hair, by the way. Your hair is nothing but an extension of your skin. And as your skin loses its form, actually the earliest sign and symptom of accelerated aging is hair loss. All right, so your body starts aging. So hair is like the farthest away from your gut biome. So things almost never reach it. And then it's growing on top of like a hard scalp. So growing hair is like growing grass. And you have to give it the right shit to make it like really good and strong. And it does help you hair. One of the earliest anti-aging treatments is hair dye. Because as you get older and your hair gets completely gray, guess what? Your body will not be able to absorb the energy of the light. And because white color reflects the light back. So, and it will make you tired and it will age you. So definitely I tell people that please make sure that you color your hair. And if you have hair. And if you don't have hair, we have to figure out why. So we do a lot of blood work, we do hormonal analysis, we do lifestyle analysis, medication analysis to figure out like why are you losing your very important part of a very important part of you, which is like your hair is an extension of your skin, and your skin is one of the most important organs that you will ever own. It is the most expensive fabric that you will ever own. So yes, we do offer hair restoration, and part of all of my hair restoration, but your hair restoration is incomplete without the supplements. There are some supplements that you have to do every day at home by yourself, some in the morning, some at night. And we make a list of those supplements for you that you have to take on your own. Listen, I don't sell supplements, so I just tell you which ones to buy. So, and everybody is different, so we tell you which ones to buy. But then what I do is that once a month you come in and you do like an intravenous supplements that we put inside your body. It's like when you go to a dentist. You go to a dentist, you get like a thorough cleaning, blah, blah, blah. But then you also go and you brush your teeth twice. Right? Your ancestors didn't brush your teeth, by the way. Did you know that? So one of the lifestyle modifications that humans adopted was also brushing our teeth. At some point, Botox is going to be as common as brushing your teeth. Okay, what is Altherapy for? Altherapy is an FDA-approved non-surgical facelifting tool. It is an anti-aging machine that harnesses the energy of sound, and it has different frequencies of medical grade sound. This machine, Altherapy, is a French machine, and it's a French company that owns it. And they have sound frequencies that we purchase from them. These bits and bytes of sound are stronger than gravity as well as time. And they last, but they're not permanent. They last in your skin for like maybe 8 to 9 months, and you do need to repeat them. These sound bites will allow your skin to bind itself together for a little amount of time so that you don't lose the structure and function of your skin. So it kind of keeps it alive. Now, people ask me all the time that can laser cause skin tightening? So the problem is that many of these machines, the energy of sound travels all through this through the depth entirety of skin. Your skin has like three different parts. There is the top part of your skin, which is the epidermis. That is the skin, that is where your body, your skin meets the world, where you meet the world. Then there is like a middle part of your skin where all your problems are. That's where your collagen is. That's where your blood supply is. That's where all the pigments form. That's where a lot of shit happens. So that is your middle part of your skin. And then there is like a bottom part of your skin. The lower layer of your skin is where new fresh skin is always being made every 28 days. This is the place where your skin meets the inside world of your body. So your skin, for its tightening to occur, you have to find a tool that travels through the entirety, the depth of your skin. And that is where you want to. So Altherapy is that very important machine that has been invented almost 15 to 20 years ago. And I think their patent on the sound frequencies just ended recently, I think a year ago or so. And now we have like also another ultrasound machine that is manufactured by United States, that just got released this year alone. But this machine with like a very, very important frequencies that they have already patented, and this is a French company. It's really cool, and that is something that you want to utilize on your skin all the time. Not all the time, but like several times a year when you're old, as much as you can afford. That is like a sound treatment for your skin. So yeah, laser is not going to go travel through the depth of the entirety of the tiny layer of your skin. So laser helps only the top of your skin, the top layer. So it's good for sun damage removal. It's good for like polishing. It's good for sometimes removal of hair. So it's good. It's good for your blemishes and other things, acne and stuff. Now, there are machines that will help you with the middle layer treatment also. So middle layer treatment machines are somewhat different. Now, Altherapy is that very cool machine where if the technician is good and they also have invested in the machine with purchasing all different layers of threads, they can basically give you a good treatment to all different layers of your skin without breaking it. Because I know a lot of people sometimes ask me that, what about microneedling? Can we microneedle the skin? And the thing is that your skin is like the most expensive silk fabric that you ever own. So as you get older, and if you break the fabric, it may not come together as well. Now, microneedling, I like microneedling if you're doing it in your scalp. I also like it when you're doing it to smooth out acne scars or some other scars and marks and stuff. But I really am not a fan of microneedling other than that. And you still have to, I don't like people who are doing aggressive microneedling, because I have seen aggressive microneedling results which have hurt many people with overzealous, treatment, and unneeded. Because sometimes you have to find a doctor who has trained in all the different tools. Because if you just have this one machine that you use on everyone, then you're going to try to solve every problem with that one machine. And that is not the answer. You have to know skin, but you also have to know different machines so that you're able to discern which client needs what. All right? And listen, if your plastic surgeon does not own a sound treatment machine, then I wouldn't trust his advice if his advice says do something else, because if you are only a surgical tailor, you only have trained in cutting the skin and removing excess tissue, you may not be into proactive management, because you have been trained with the mindset that every 7-10 years, once people's skin grows, you cut them and pull them tighter and tighter and tighter until they look like a tightly pulled rag doll. So no. So, but if your surgeon is very good way to tell if your surgeon is ethical is if they have a sound machine, because they will treat you, but then they will tell you correctly how to preserve the results of your surgery, instead of then, start collecting money for the next surgery, which is going to happen 7-8 years from now. That's my one beef with plastic surgeons, that, cosmetic surgeons, but many cosmetic surgeons I know, they have tightening machines, like they have they will have the targeted ultrasound, they will have radio frequency devices and stuff. And radio frequency doesn't do much. It tightens a little bit, it gives you a little collagen boost, but it doesn't do much more than that. It's like more like a polisher, unless you're using it for hair, because that's where it will grow your hair. But ultrasound treatment is something that when you do proactively once or twice a year, it is going to help you not lose the architecture of your face. So yeah, L-therapy is a non-surgical facelifting tool. But listen, surgical facelift you may need once or twice in a lifetime, but non-surgical facelift you will need once or twice a year, just to keep yourself together. Listen, otherwise, a very important question people also ask me is like, what will happen if I stop doing it? What will happen if you stop brushing your teeth? What will happen if you stop bathing? What will happen if you stop taking care of yourself? Nothing. Whenever you're ready to exit the matrix, it doesn't care. You can leave it anytime. It will only, the consequences will only be for your own body. That's it. Because once you're done, you have to leave everything here. But you can hold it together also for a very long time. Why MERS is your favorite L-therapy machine? So I like French. The French know how to sew a bag. That's why all the best bags in the world are from French people. The Birkin is there. Hermes is there. Louis Vuitton is there. Chanel is there. So listen, you are nothing but a bag of skin that's holding your consciousness together. And they know how to stitch a bag. They know how to sew a bag. So, whether it is leather or whether it is you, whether it is your skin. So, and it's the frequency that matters, right? So that frequency, that depth, that it's a thread. So people who have like ever sewn something, a thread matters. How long it holds. Anybody who is a surgeon will also know how a thread matters. So these are invisible threads of sound. These are invisible frequencies of sound. Now, the French L-therapy machine has a cheap fake and a deep fake. The fake of L-therapy is called HIFU. It is by a Chinese manufacturer, and they also make high frequency ultrasound, treatments, and they look like L-therapy, but again, their frequencies, as far as I'm concerned, are not strong enough. And plus, they're not as good as, the results are not as smooth and as good as L-therapy. So yes, but I always tell people that when it comes to sound treatment, not everybody can own a Birkin. Not everybody can own a Louis Vuitton. However, please go and find the frequency somewhere and put it in your face, and you'll never regret it. You have to do it every year though. All right? Is there a machine that covers all the skin conditions? No, there's not just one machine. That's the problem. So we don't have like that one magical tool that will just do everything for you. No, that has not been created yet, as of yet. We're still waiting. Which country's doctors are best in plastic surgery? That's a good question. It depends. Every country should have good tailors. There are good tailors everywhere, and there are good skin tailors everywhere too. So it's like a good plastic surgeon is a good surgical tailor who will chop your skin out, bring you to a different version of yourself. So I think that some of the best skin tailors are in the Western world, and there are skin tailors that are good in other countries also, but for consistent results, you want to see, like, you go somewhere and that person is constantly providing you with good results, and those are very rare, and most of them are situated in the West. That's where you send your biggest celebrities. You never hear their name because they don't need to tell their names to anyone. So they're like, the secret who's who. So the plastic surgeons in New York or California or in United States and several different places. And I'm not talking about the plastic surgeons that are like, there are some surgeons who look good on Instagram, but when you see their real patients, you're like, oh, I don't know. But the good skin tailors can charge you up to $75,000 to $150,000 per surgery. So it's a big art. So in United States, if you can afford one, find one in the United States, or Britain, or Australia, or France, or Switzerland. I hope you weren't waiting for me to say Turkey, because I'm not going to say Turkey. There are very cheap plastic surgeries happening in Turkey. And some results look like really nice also. But listen, do I know? I mean, like, if something goes wrong, what's going to happen? Will you be able to call someone? So I don't know. So being in New York, you want like somebody that you can go back to. You want to be able to do surgery and then be able to, do it in your local area. Now, if you're like in United States, those people are there. If you're a doctor in United States, you're on record. So you can't just like fold and vanish somewhere. A minute, so I gotta leave. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.